Howdy. So let me ask you this strange question. Do you like bacon? You know, I have liked bacon since I was a kid, but I always had certain issues with how people cook it. Sometimes they overcooked it, sometimes they undercooked it. And when I moved out on my own, initially I bought bacon, and then I stopped buying it because I didn't know how to cook it right. I never got bacon right. And I moved out, what, was it 23, I think? So, as a matter of fact, I just learned how to make bacon properly last week. And it sounds strange because I have bought bacon over the years and tried to get it, could not get it right. I tried it in the microwave. That didn't really work. Then I found something online about cooking bacon in the oven. I said, wow, let's try that. And that actually worked out okay. But, you know, you have to let the oven get to a certain temperature before you can put it in. So basically, you're getting your bacon, but it may take 20 minutes. No one wants to wait 20 minutes for bacon. So a couple weeks ago, I wanted to have spinach. And I had this idea that said, what if I cooked bacon and then sauteed the spinach in the bacon grease? Because usually I like to saute spinach in butter. I said if I cooked it in the bacon grease, I could actually make bacon, cook it in there, and then I could crumble it up. And of all the strangest things in the world, my thought was, you know, I'm going to cook it relatively slow. That way there will be more grease in there. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what my thinking was. And it turns out by cooking it on a lower heat, I could control just how much the bacon was cooked. I got the bacon the way I wanted it. I had my bacon grease. I got to saute my spinach in it, and all went well. And it's a strange thing because I always thought that you had to cook it on high. I've always tried to cook bacon on high. Well, that explains how come I've been messing it up all these years. I never ever thought about kind of turning it down. I never tried medium. Now I'm cooking it less than medium, and it doesn't take all that long to cook. Now, I have one of those stove tops that has like these really big burners, these little tiny burners, and the really big burners actually cook a lot faster. So I don't know if it works that way everywhere else, but mine, the big burners cook things a lot faster. So I have to turn it down. And I've had to learn that with other foods as well. Turn that sucker down. So you're probably wondering, okay, why is he talking about bacon? The reason I'm talking about bacon is because when you relate cooking bacon to leadership, go with me on this. You know, there are people who think that if you're going to be a leader, you have to have a lot of high energy and you have to be kind of intense, kind of like Steve Jobs was. And that's not necessarily true. There are a lot of low-key leaders, like Bill Gates was. And actually, Warren Buffett is kind of a low-key leader. You know, they have high energy as far as being able to work all day long and get things done, but they're kind of low-key when it's working with everyone else. And people think that they're really good leaders, and they probably are because they have a different way of getting things across to people. You know, I used to think about my kind of leadership, and sometimes I thought, well, you know, I'm a little laid back, and maybe every once in a while I should show a little bit more energy on things. And then I realized, one, I had to be me, and two, I do show energy in my own way by being a little bit laid back. I mean, I'm very direct in what I need, but I'm courteous. I, you know, make sure that everyone is trained well. I'm positive. I try to motivate employees. This is the kinds of things that I talk about when I do leadership. But, you know, everything goes to different degrees. I'm reminded of my wife when she was selling Mary Kay, and it was a very short time period. And the lady who was leading them, I can't remember her name now, and I wouldn't call her out in the video anyway. She was one of these, yeah, we're going to do this right. He was just like jumping up and down, and I thought it was a little over the top. I got to, you know, go to one of these things one time when they were inviting the spouses to go out to wherever it was, to some dinner event. And she was just bouncing all over the place and jumping all up and down, and I thought, wow, is that over the top? Well, it turned out it was over the top because she was one of those people who earned the cars. You know, Mary Kay people, if they have so much in sales or the people under them help them get to this level, they earn the cars. So in essence, everyone else's success meant that she got the free car. And I guess she wanted a free car at least once a year, so she was really high energy, and it was over the top. And every once in a while, when she didn't think everyone was giving her what they needed, instead of giving them a pep talk, she chewed them out. You don't chew out people who you're not paying anything to. I mean, if you have to rely on other people, then you don't chew them out. And personally, I don't think you ever have the right to chew out another adult, because you're still dependent on those people and you never know how they're going to react. And if they react bad, it's your fault. So, I'm saying, there's these other ways of being able to show that you have some kind of high energy without having to be dramatic about it and without having to overdo. So I'm putting this out there today as kind of a leadership lesson. Forget kind of. This is a leadership lesson. If you are too much, if you're just too energetic, back off a little bit. Calm down. You can show high energy without making a fool of yourself. And if you think that you're a little too low key and maybe you need to be rah-rah, you're probably doing okay. You can judge your success by how things are working for your department. If your department's doing well and you're basically being you, then you're probably doing just fine. You don't have to change that for anybody. Just a little leadership lesson for the day. I hope that you have a great day, and let me know what your thoughts are on this particular lesson. You take care.